Welcome to the web series Exploring 9/11, The World Before and After, a production of the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. I'm Clifford Channon. We come to you today from the Alumni House at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., with the cooperation of our colleagues at Georgetown's Berkeley Center for Religion, Peace, and World Affairs. Speaking today with His Royal Highness Prince Hassan bin Talal of Jordan. His Royal Highness Prince Hassan bin Talal was born in Amman, Jordan on 20th March 1947 to a branch of the Hashemite family directly descended from the Prophet Muhammad in the 42nd generation of descendants. His Royal Highness is the youngest son of their late Majesties King Talal and Queen Zain al-Sharaf, and is the brother of His late Majesty King Hussein of Jordan. In this capacity, he has been involved in affairs of state for Jordan, in the Middle East, and frankly around the world for many years. And for decades now has been involved in a number of activities that cover issues of social development, human rights, and interreligious and intercultural cooperation and understanding. We begin, I hope, by turning to the actual event of September 11th. We often say in thinking about the museum that we're making, that everyone has a September 11th story. I wonder if you would tell us yours.
I was sitting in the gym in the garden of our house with my family, and suddenly telephone calls came in, look at what's happening on television. And then we saw the aircraft destroying the Twin Towers. And my first reaction was one of dumb shock and horror. I mean, the enormity, and I think I shared this with millions of people all over the world. And my second reaction, having learned about who the perpetrators were, was that we as Muslims are empowered to custodianship, to stewardship, and to the respect for human life, the sanctity of human life. And that is why I was possibly one of the first to condemn in those terms the horror of this unspeakably cruel act which took the lives of many Muslims.
Did you spend, many people spent hours in front of the television watching what was going on? Were you called into action in some way that took you away, or were you also one of those people who was just watching this event unfold?
Well, as moderator of the World Conference for Religions and Peace, I have been aware of religious extremism in Northern Ireland, in Sri Lanka, in Japan, in many parts of the world. And I was afraid that the tom-tom beaters would castigate the whole of Islam. And of course, Islam, like any other international faith group, I mean, now we're talking about 1.9 billion Muslims, is heterogeneous. You can't judge Islam by the activities of a shop, which basically is a hatred industry, demonstration of how to use religion for reasons of power. It is very clearly stated by the unspeakable words of the Qaeda leaders that the objective was to right wrongs through attacking a center of power and through overturning regimes in the region and so forth. But I wasn't interested in the political explanations. I was just deeply saddened by the fact that, after all, I live in the Fertile Crescent, so-called, now the Futile Crescent, if you will. I live in the birthplace of the three monotheistic faiths. I studied Hebrew as a young man. And I feel that this action in itself and of itself reversed over 30 years, 35 years of attempting to promote a confidence which would overcome our fear of the other, fear of the folks back home, and this agoraphobia, this fear of open spaces, which we went through over 30 years. This one action polarized hatred on all sides, and that's what made me feel that it turned the world upside down.